Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Anton, and today's episode is brought to you by Brittany, who's requested that we check out the song My Dark Disquiet by Poets of the Fall, which we've done. The last one we did was, my first song I've heard by them was, Carnival of Rust, which absolutely blew me away. Definitely one of my favorite songs we've actually done on the channel. It's just an artistic masterpiece, especially if you like Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, that kind of thing. It's just like Nightmare Before Christmas. It was just like, it was so moody and atmospheric. Like, it just absolutely blew me away. But now we are on their follow-up song, My Dark Disquiet. So sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. 5.5 minutes. I love long songs. And these guys are Finnish. If I'm correct, right? They're Scandinavian, I know that, something like that.
Nobody else out here. It's time, run wide and royally cavalier to burn.
Very cool instrumental, creepy melody.
Much less when all is made clear. There is nothing else, and here we stand, the sweet, arresting duality.
He has such a cool voice.
Will I get a ride with you in this race of two? We're an endless stream of choices with the softest murmur of voices. Without names we're fantasizing, dancing like flames, mesmerizing. A dark disquiet playing satirical.
Such an interesting song. He adds so much character to the band. Such an ominous melody in the background.
I'm ready to fight, to run from the light, and here now.
I love how that kicks in.
Sweet, corrupting reality. While now I'm free, will I once cease to be? Will I?
Ooh, that guitar.
Awake? Will I get a ride with you in this race of two? We are momentary masters. We're false kings and fantasizing, dancing like flames, mesmerizing.
Such an interesting chorus. It's still like ominous in the vocal department. Waves and diving under, lightning to the sound of thunder. My dark disquiet singing such haunting melody. And then the open note at the end of the chorus. That's like the only open note I think he does in the song, I think. In a big way.
We are marionettes by strings animated, yet like
very cool instrumental.
Of strings liberated. We are marionettes by strings animated, yet like lovers of strings liberated. Without names we're fantasizing.
Electronic voice there.
Without names we're fantasizing.
is so infectious. Well, that song put me in a trance. Obviously, you can tell I was doing the Anton mouth open thing at the end, like just like losing myself in it. This was interesting. This was such a moody song. You know what I mean? Like there's so many layers to it. I thought the instrumental and everything. I thought this whole song was incredible. It's definitely gonna have to take a few more listens to like fully set in, because it's like Carnival of Rust. I like the melodies more, right? It was a bigger, grander song, more open notes. Like usually the kind of things I'm drawn to, right? Is the big displays of passion and emotion. This one was more subdued, but also it had to be. This song is a lot. It's like both songs are dark in different ways. Like this one, I think was like tapping into like this like brainwashing, like the darkness of society, like the Matrix, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're all being brainwashed by propaganda, the media. If you want to go deeper, you can go deeper. Kind of like The Stage by Avenged Sevenfold, for anyone that knows that song. That's where my head's going with there. But it's like, yeah, I feel like this song was all about, again, from the visual standpoint, is about us being manipulated and controlled. And so you have this like, you also have an interesting interplay in the instrumental of a lot of electronic elements and a lot of organic instrumentation. Like you have the cellos, you have the violins in the background, which are very organic. And then you also have these keyboards. You have this haunting keyboard melody in the background too. You also have like the drums, obviously, but the drums are very, again, almost like danceable. It feels kind of like like kind of like an EDM song. You know what I mean? Like a house song. Maybe not a house. What genre of EDM is like darker? Would it be like dark house? I'm not sure if that is a thing, but it's like this whole song pulsates. There's such an electronic presence in the song. And then even when he pulls his vocals out later in the song and it's just his voice, they have this like electronic encoder on his voice too. So again, it's like this whole song to me, like visually and thematically, is about, again, even I think it's brilliantly well done too, from another standpoint, that his voice, he's I forget his name. Let's see if I can find it here very quickly. Is it Mika? Marco. That's him. Marco. So he's the lead vocalist, Marco. Let's see, I want to be sure. Marco. Yeah, so Marco, his voice is extremely dramatic. He has a lot of talent in being able to create this like rich tapestry of his vocals. And he's very good at making his voice sound like almost in some sense what I'd see as like a German propagandist in World War II. Like Goebbels, right? Like I almost feel that he has this like haunting presence of he has a strong voice, but it's also like very lyrical. It's very like almost, again, it's almost like a siren singing you to sleep, but like a masculine siren. It's not using the seduction of a siren. It's using the masculine, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like, it's a voice of authority, but also it's not abrupt. It's not, his voice is not abrupt. It's not, I'm blanking on the word, but you guys all know what I mean. It's like, again, he has the softness. It's authoritative, but there's a softness to it too. Again, he has a deep kind of baritone voice, but again, he has a lyrical, wispy, smooth, fluid quality to his voice, where I could see this almost being like sung to put people to sleep into a trance or something, right? And so the whole, I feel like the song is about us being lulled into a trance of complacency, conformity, and just allowing ourselves to be brainwashed. And a big part of that is through technology, right? So this song, much more than the other one I don't think had any technology to it, electronic elements. This one has this pulsating instrumental. Again, the drums are very danceable, pulsating instrumental, electronic influence on the vocals. Like there's all of these things where it's like the experimental, the electronic is meeting the real, and it's almost encasing it in a web. That's kind of how I see it too. So this feels like the electronic was encasing the organic in a web. It was like the electronic was around it and the foundation of it in some sense. Again, interwoven. So this song, I think thematically, sonically, and lyrically, and again, thematically, everything is tied together extremely well. And again, that's why I don't think the vocals were supposed to be as big or as grand, because the whole song is like a dark lullaby in some sense. You know what I mean? It's like it does it so well. If it was any bigger, it wouldn't really be able to be the dark, mooding, trance-like thing it was. I think that was the whole point. Is again kind of simpler, more ominous melodies. Yeah, the whole thing. I just thought it was expertly well done. But let's jump into the lyrics now of this one. All right, we're back. Post the fall, my dark disquiet. So night the world, it's mine with nobody else out here. It's time, run wild and royally cavalier. To burn, ignite, I do it for so much less. When all is made clear, there is nothing else. And here we stand, the sweet arresting duality, and I come to as resin all over me. Will I awake? Will I get a ride with you in this race of two? We're an endless stream of choices. We're the softest murmur of voices. Without names, we're fantasizing, dancing like flames, mesmerizing. My dark disquiet playing such eerie harmonies, making waves and diving under, lightning to the sound of thunder. My dark disquiet singing such haunting melodies. My dark disquiet singing such haunting melodies. I think he's actually said the whole point of the song right there. My dark disquiet, you can call that likely depression, anxiety, depression, likely. Yeah, like, I don't know, potentially suicidal ideation. And then it's singing such haunting melodies of, you know, potentially, again, suicidal ideation is a possibility, just dark, subconscious, you're not good enough, no one cares about you, you don't deserve to live, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I get from this, is that, yeah, he's talking about, yeah, the darkness of the mind. But again, if you look at the way that he's talking about lyrics, a lot of rhyming schemes. Without names, we're fantasizing, dancing like flames, mesmerizing. Under thunder, like there's a lot of like beauty and melody in that kind of darker, eerier way. And so it shows me the whole song is about this subtle, melodic, eerie voice in the mind. You know what I mean? That's what the song felt like, pulsating, trance-like, right? So white, so still, so bright, it's almost too painful now. I'm ready to fight, to run from the light. And here now comes the sweet corrupting reality, while now I'm free, will I once cease to be? Will I awake? Will I get a ride with you in this race of two? We are momentary masters, we're false kings and bastards. What I get from that is he's saying, like, you know, we're given this illusion that we're the masters of ourselves. Or even someone with depression has these, and depending how difficult the depression is, there's like lapses in it, and there's feelings of like, oh, you know, I understand who I am, I understand how this is all working, and then you dive back in to the mirage, into the depressive world, right? And then like that's what I get from there. But then he's saying we're false kings and bastards. That sounds a bit more like societal, or even bigger than just his mind. Is he saying like almost like the whole thing is like, yeah, these my dark disquiet singing such haunting melodies is like the lies we tell ourselves, the stories we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that we're kings, we're masters, we're all these things, right? But in reality, we're all kind of pawns of a society. We're all, you know, we're all being kind of lulled into subservience. And that's where I'd get like we're all false kings and bastards, because we think we're sovereign and autonomous in our societies, but really we're just played and controlled. That's kind of where I'm going, actually. And then here we go. Here we are. We are marionettes by strings animated, yet like lovers of strings liberated. Yet like lovers of strings liberated. Without names, we're fantasizing. Or we are marionettes by strings animated. Again, this plays into the societal idea of the song, that we're all kind of being controlled and manipulated by these puppet masters. Brothers by blood separated. Marionettes animated. Brothers by blood separated. Brothers by blood separated. What that makes to me is like that whole idea, like we're all one love, we're all one people, one race, one creed, whatever. We're all brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? We have almost all of the same DNA. If you actually look, it's like, I think it's like 90... I forget the exact measurement. I think it's either 97.9 or 99%. All of us are the same. And then it's like the 1% is what makes all of the differences seemingly in our species. So I kind of see that he's saying like, we're all brothers and sisters, but we've been, again, separated by this story of society, by pitting people against each other through competition and through racism, sexism. It's like all of these things are created and to enslave and subjugate us. So interesting. But this was Pose of the Fall, My Dark Disquiet. Once again, their songs throw you on a loop. Very philosophical. This is a very philosophical band, and I'm very eager to check out more. But what are your favorite Poets of the Fall songs? Let me know down below. And if you want to go on the Poets of the Fall journey, click right here, and I'll see you in the next one.